when the guy, was having a tailgate while we.
I bet you want me to sign that.
Yeah, I heard about your.
Oh man, AM.
Email.
I had SMU and I was like, really good.
Beavers on,
I was just like, did
Beavers on.
I was just like, oh,
We'll get there.
hi Carrie.
Get him.
Hello.
Don't get caught taking note.
I like when she comes. That's what I like when you're feisty. So
All right, you guys ready? Georgia, you feeling okay over there?
Good enough for who it's for.
Yeah. Let's call the, actually, we're gonna start with the public hearing for the 2021 Program Income Homeowner Emergency Repair Program. I will have to say this 3 times. Is anybody here to speak on behalf of the 2021 Program Income Homeowner Program? Going once, second time, the public hearing of the 2021 Program Income Homeowner Emergency Repair Program. Going twice, third time, is anyone here to speak? The public hearing of the 2021 Program Income Homeowner Emergency Repair Program. Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner McConnell,
Here.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Here.
Commissioner Dunn,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing,
Here.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Here.
Chairman Bone.
Here. Additions, deletions, changes to the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I would move to delete items 7F and 11P from the agenda.
Support.
F and P, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Do I have an approval of the agenda?
Mr. Chair, can I make a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
Support, Baldwin.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item 5, the minutes of the previous meetings.
I would make a motion to approve and file the minutes of 8/18, 9/15, and 10/6/22 standing committee meetings.
Support, Beeden.
Discussion. All in favor? Those opposed? Item 6, the proclamations for Kevin Jones for the Veteran of the Year for 2022.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proclamation recognizing Kevin Jones as Veteran of the Year 2022.
Support. Done.
Discussion. We will get him, I'll have the appropriate person get him the proclamation. All in favor? Those opposed? The consent agendas, items A through H.
This time I move to approve items 7A through 7H on the consent agenda.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Reports of standing special committees. Mr. McConnell.
Carrie, were you going to talk about the healthcare trust fund?
Yes, I was going to give an update.
I have nothing.
Lisa?
Nothing tonight.
David?
No.
Other David?
Nothing.
Nope.
No, sir.
So you will be getting some invites, commissioners, for this Tuesday coming up at 3 p.m. We haven't determined the location just yet. You'll probably see it coming out from the EDA if you haven't seen them already. It's for a big announcement that they're going to be doing the press release Tuesday at 3 p.m. They're just kind of getting it together last minute, so just giving you a little heads up. Also on November 10th, 4 to 7, they're doing a 26-mile road open house to talk about some of the results from the studies. It's going to be at the Marine City, what's the name of that hall down there?
Harvest Church,
Harvest, which is the old,
Knights of Columbus.
well, there's this public open house, the Harvest Event Center. It's a 4-hour window. It's from 4 to 7. So if you guys can make that. And that is my report. No unfinished business. New business, item A. Oh, I'm sorry, citizens wishing to address the board. Are there any citizens wishing to address the board at this time? Moving on to unfinished business. No unfinished business come before us. New business, approval of the county disbursements.
This time I'd like to make a motion to approve the September 2022 county disbursements in the amount of $62,427,110.80.
Support.
Discussion on any of these? Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. Item B.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the 2023 County Veterans Service Fund Grant Agreement in the amount of $93,831 with no local match.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor? Those opposed? Item C.
This time I'd like to make a motion to approve the reappointment of Barbara Haneke to the Department of Human Services Board as District 5 representative for a 3-year term of 11/1/22 through 10/31 of 25.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item D.
This time I move to approve the Community Foundation of St. Clair County grant application to cover the cost of 2 applicants to attend the police academy in the amount of $15,057.
Support.
Discussion. I'm assuming, Matt, that's times 2, so it's $7,500 to send somebody to the academy. Okay. Anything else? All in favor? Those opposed? Item E.
I would make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2022 Edward Byron Memorial Justice Grant, Assistant Grant, agreement in the amount of $15,035.
Support Baldwin.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item F.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2022 Emergency Management Performance Grant Agreement for the period of 10/1/21 through 9/30/22 in the amount of $43,890.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item G.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 23 residential substance abuse treatment grant for the period of October 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2023 in the amount of $242,072. The federal share is $181,554 with a 25% match following the PHIP, $32,500, Sheriff's Commissary Fund, $9,000, and Jail, $19,108.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item H.
Mr. Chair, I'd move to approve the fiscal year 23 Raise the Age Grant Agreement for Family Division for the period of 10/1/22 through 9/30/23 in the amount of $254,680.
Support Beeden.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Opposed.
Item I.
I would make a motion to approve the agreement with Flock Group Incorporated for license plate readers and service for a 2-year term after a 60-day trial period in the amount not to exceed $90,600.
Support.
Discussion. I received an email from somebody regarding this. I referred them to the sheriff. Did you guys get that same? Okay. Very good. Roll call.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item J.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 22-39 for the St. Clair County Offices of Emergency Management, Homeland Security to apply for state disaster assistance in the amount of $6,300 for costs incurred during the Southeast Michigan water main break that occurred 8/13/22 and authorized by Carrie Epping, Administrator Controller, to execute and on the behalf of St. Clair County, the application and provide to the state any information required for that purpose.
Support Baldwin.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item K.
This time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agreement with Tri-County Equipment Incorporated for the rental of a tractor for the 2022 mowing season at St. Clair County Airport for a term of 6 months expiring 10/31/22 in the amount of $12,000.
Support. Done.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes, if it's for 23.
Chairman
We're
Bone.
checking.
Yes. Item L.
It's 23.
At this time, I move to approve the administrative agreement with Blue Water Community Action for the emergency repair program funded through CDBG program as presented for a 2-year term expiring 6/30/2024.
Support. Done.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item M.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Paul Maxwell as the District 4 representative, John Monty as the District 6 representative, and David Struck as the Metropolitan Planning Director representative to the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority Board of Directors for a 3-year term expiring 10/31/25.
Support.
Discussion. I guess quick question for you, Dave. I'm going to go up there if you don't mind. Anyways. So the money for in the brownfield that we have, the first time we received $1 million.
Right,
Received 400,000 one other time.
correct.
Do we have more opportunities to replenish? I mean, we were able to do a lot of different projects and a lot of different things with that. Is there anywhere in the?
Yeah, the EPA just put out another notice of funding, so we are now working on going after additional funding through the EPA.
Okay.
So, and then also with some of the brownfield plans that we've got out there, as money comes back in, there'll be money that we'll be able to put towards the program.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you.
Sure.
The money just revolves, so like when it gets paid back, it just goes back in?
Yeah, so when a brownfield plan is put together, there's certain funds, that'll go back to reimbursing the developer or other costs that are eligible. Some of those funds will come back into the brownfield authority to do these types of projects.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Item N.
I'd move to award the landfill material supply agreement each for a term of 12/1/22 through 11/30/20 through as follows. Pearson Pit Trucking in the amount not to exceed $234,800. Asphalt Trucks Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $474,850. And S.A. Torello Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $102,000.
Support.
Discussion.
Just, that's 23 again instead of 22. Right? 12/1 of 22 to 11/30 of 23 instead of 22.
I thought I said 23. Whatever.
So for 23,
It's 22 through 23.
Right.
22 through 23, right?
any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item O.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve Metropolitan Planning Commission proposal to implement a housing emergency repair program based on MEDC's program requirements as presented.
Support. Beeden.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Item P was deleted. Item Q.
Mr. Chair, I'd move to approve District 4 American Rescue Plan project for renovation or construction of an outdoor amphitheater for the City of Marysville Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $421,000.
Support.
Discussion. A roll call.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item R.
I would make a motion to approve District 1 American Rescue Plan project for road improvements within the village of Emmett in the amount of $20,000.
Support. Beeden.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Bone.
Yes. Item S.
This time I make a motion to approve the renewal agreement with UHY LLP for 2022, 2023, and 2024 financial statement audits, and 2022, 2023, and 2024 single audits through September 30th, 2025, in the amount of $264,250.
Support. Baldwin.
Discussion. I think I talked at the last meeting. You used to be Stewart, Bovee, Whipple, but UHY purchased them, and same people, different name. Roll call.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. Item T.
This time I move to approve the agreement with W.J. O'Neill Company for the cooling tower replacement project at the St. Clair County Courthouse in the amount not to exceed $138,300.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. You.
This time I'd like to make a motion to approve the child care budget for a term of October 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2023 in the amount of $5,888,186.18.
Support. Baldwin.
Discussion.
How are we doing with the child care fund? Are we receiving our appropriate monies back?
Yes, so far we're on track.
Okay.
Roll call.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. V.
I would make a motion to adopt Resolution 22-44 ratifying collective bargaining agreement, the St. Clair County Bailiffs Association, TPOAM, for the period of 1/1/23 through 12/31/24.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? W.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 22-43 imposing the 2022 property tax levy.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item 12, Administrators Report.
Last month, I spoke to you about the RFQ process for our architects and engineers. That list will come to you next month. The committee met and reviewed all of the candidates and scored them, so we will be recommending the top 5 in each category. And what that means is those individuals will be pre-qualified for any projects requiring an architect or engineer, so those 5 firms would all be eligible to bid on those projects, any projects that come forward during the time frame. Ambulance agreements have gone out to all the local units for the distribution of the millage funds. We are starting to get them back. It's kind of our intent to gather them up and bring them all to you at one time instead of bringing them all individually. I've been receiving some questions on them, but overall, it's gone pretty smoothly, and we've gotten quite a few of them back. But if any of your local units are contacting you with questions, please have them reach out to me. Most of them have been pretty similar regarding just some of the questions they've had on the contracts regarding some of the paperwork we require. But I think once we talk it through, they realize that it's pretty basic. We're just going to distribute the funds, and we need to ensure that they're spending them on ambulance services. But they still have the ability to choose whatever provider they would like. Our Healthcare Trust Roundtable met last week. Our healthcare fund is unfortunately down 18%, as Greg was going to speak about earlier. And our pension board met earlier this week, and that fund is down 19% so far this year. 2023 proposed general fund budget will come to you next month at committee, and the public hearing is scheduled for your full board meeting in November with proposed adoption. The special revenue funds and final budget adjustments will come to you in December at your full board meeting. Our naturalist invasive species position for the spongy moth program that we are sharing, splitting with the Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec has gone through the interview process, and they did select a candidate, and that individual will be starting in November. So they will right away get started on all of the spongy moth reports that we have received. During this season, we received a lot less, and going through the list, there's a lot of duplicates where you can see some addresses were reported maybe 3, 4, or 5 times. So the list is much smaller. Once we pare that down, they will go through, do the egg mass surveys, and then we'll see if there's a potential spray needed next year, and we'll come back to you with that information. The upgrades for the Board of Commissioners sound in the boardroom. We spoke about that several months ago. We were hoping to have the installation starting this month or next month. Unfortunately, one or two of the key components have been back ordered due to some part shortages. So IT is currently working with our vendor to see if they can source those parts from other areas, but unfortunately, the install is going to be just a bit delayed till we can get those parts in. But as I learn more, I will keep you informed. And lastly, you'll notice this evening on the consent agenda, we added a new report for you. It's a report that summarizes our American Rescue Plan Act dollars, what has been spent so far, and what has been allocated or committed. We have been receiving just some questions from commissioners on their individual allocations, where they're at, what funds they have left, or what's been allocated and what's left. So we do intend to provide you with this report every month to track what has been approved. All of this information has been approved, and it's currently on our budget reports and our bill reports. However, you kind of have to dig through it to find it. So this is a easier summarized report for you to see where we're at. And that's all I have for this evening.
Any questions for Carrie? Just, I guess, one of the comments to make on the healthcare and the pension, down 18%, 19%. And traditionally, those are invested in very conservative types of things, correct? I mean, you are restricted and limited to what you can actually invest in. So just kind of want to note that. So it's not what you want to hear, but it's a reality of what's going on out there today. Do I have a motion for the administrator's report?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Miscellaneous business before us. I actually had one thing, and I talked to Carrie about this in the board, and we had brought it up, and Dave had actually brought this up, because our budget is going to be coming up here for next month, right? Your proposed
Yes.
budget. Dave had talked about putting an additional $100,000 into the road commission budget. And increased costs, so on and so forth, right? I mean, you can.
Yeah, fuel cost, and it's going to cover the fuel costs and the additional cost for the stone, limestone they put on the roads. Basically, we pretty much use all limestone within the county rather than a road mix, which Macomb County uses, but to help cover the cost.
So they came back, traditional process. They submitted a letter to Carrie through their budget process back on June 1st, I think, or something.
It was on your June 2nd agenda, their budget request for next year.
And their budget request was $900,000 for this particular year. And you're requesting that we
For
put,
2023 to have it made for next year.
so I guess the board, to give Carrie direction, do we stick with the original request, I guess, that the road commission requested, or do we give them additional monies? And that's something we would need to give Carrie, I guess, direction if we decide we want to put more money in that, or if we want it to I won't use the word support, but whatever their initial request. Me personally, I would support the 900,000 because that's what the road commission requested. I don't know what the rest of the commissioners think.
I'd be in favor of that also. If we start giving 100,000 to, every department or whoever we offer some money to, we're gonna run out of money pretty soon. So if that's what they ask for, I think that's what we should give them.
And I don't know what the rest of the commissioners, just before she submits the budget, I think we have to give her some direction. Great, I mean, we can.
It breaks down to about $4,500 per township for the 23 townships. Back when I was township supervisor, maybe even when you were, the funding at that time, back in 2006 to 2008, was at $1 million. Then times got pretty tough, and monies got reduced down to $500,000. Historically, the townships give $2.50 or slightly more than that. So if you give them $1 million for easy math, you're getting an additional $2.5 million above and beyond all funding, which would generate $3.5 million for the townships above and beyond all other funding. If it's 900,000, it's still 2.5. So if you put another 100,000, you would be getting an additional 250,000 from the townships to help the 23 townships throughout the county.
So you support the million?
I definitely support an additional
What's the
100,000.
cities get out of it?
They get Public Act 51, which none of the townships do.
But they won't get a dime out of this.
They get all the,
So they won't get a dime out of this.
no,
Okay, I'm just making that clear.
correct.
For most of my communities, won't get squat. So give them what they ask for. That's all I want to give them.
I think my biggest concern would be there are other departments who have increased fuel costs and things like that. So if this is what they requested, and really what would the process be? Would another department be able to come back and readjust what they'd asked for? So my question would mostly be process. It's, it's a valid argument, but if other departments had already put a request in, do they get to change the request at this point?
At this point, the budget's basically complete. So if you have a department that came in with a need, it would likely come through, depending what it was, we aren't presenting till next month, but most of those happen via budget adjustments. But Commissioner Baldwin is correct, increased fuel costs, supply cost, all the same concerns the road commission has are the same concerns for all of our county departments as well. So we are seeing increased costs across the board for all of our supplies and consumables.
Lisa, you got an opinion?
I'm gonna support what they submitted. I'm comfortable with the 900,000.
Okay. So I think you heard what the commissioners think. Receive and file?
Say no.
Motion to receive and file?
Oh, sorry. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file packets that were sent to commissioners, packets at their places, and any other information presented.
Support, Beeden.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We're going to go to closed session. Motion to go to closed session, and we'll adjourn when we come back.
I'll make a motion to go to closed session to and adjourn it afterwards.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned, closed session and adjourned.